remember hearing in our house growing up.
Okay.
And my mum used to love this song.
Yeah.
And she used to do that funny big people kind of dance to it, yeah?
Yeah.
And then me and my sister would copy her and do that kind of dance as well. So it's one of them first memories sort of thing,
Wow.
music, yeah.
Definitely. So I think we should start off by saying, who is Djmikey Dee? What do you do?
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Not a lot. Who am I? Okay, who am I? I'm just a regular person who has a love of music, and I love being around music and everything musically.
Wow. So you're just a music man.
Yeah, I'm a music man. Yeah.
I like that. So at the moment, what artists or DJs are you rating at the moment?
At this moment in time.
Yeah.
Okay, up and coming. Yeah. you know what? Before going any further,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've ever been interviewed.
Okay.
I normally do the interview and say, "Yeah, lucky you are." Yeah. So okay. So I mean, there's a lot of young up and coming artists that are around at the moment, but I think probably my favourite young artist at the moment is definitely got to be Chronixx.
Okay.
Yeah, because of his spirituality, his lyrics, his everything about him is just very uplifting. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
yeah, definitely. And his album Chronology, which came out last year.
Yeah.
There's not one bad track on that whole entire album. And when that album first came out last year, even though Chronixx has been out for about 5 years or 6 years now,
Yeah.
when that album was first released last year, I remember playing it in my car.
Okay.
And it was just on repeat, track after track after track. And when it finished, I'd play back the album again to listen to it. So it was just, it's one of them,
Okay. How about DJs?
DJs.
Yeah.
When you say DJ, what do you mean? Like English DJs, yard DJs? What I mean?
Let's start with our hometown, the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are so many good DJs doing so many wonderful things in different styles of music. I mean, in our field of music, we got dancehall DJs, we got reggae DJs, we got lovers rock DJs, we got soul DJs. We got and I like all DJs that can create a vibe and create an atmosphere wherever they're playing. And if I rate any DJ that knows how to look at a crowd, play to a crowd, and keep the vibe going in any kind of dance. So there's not one particular DJ that I can say but there are so many that I rate and respect and who I've managed to meet and stuff over the years.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So we spoke briefly about your mom. So who inspires you?
Who inspired me?
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I think the first inspiration obviously came from my parents.
Yeah.
So my father was a man who started that. He used to like the old soul that used to come from America, because I think growing up in Jamaica back in the day, before reggae, before all that kind of stuff, all the Jamaican sound systems used to play R&B, rhythm and blues on the sound systems, because there was no reggae, there was no ska, there was no rock steady, there was none of that. You get me? So it was all what was coming in from America, and Jamaica was influenced by that kind of music. And one of my dad's favourite artists was a guy called Brooke Benton. Okay. And my dad used to have all these albums and used to play his albums. And then obviously when from R&B, the sound systems started playing R&B, came the blue beat, the ska, the rock steady, that kind of stuff, and I think my father was influenced by that. But I have to say that I think my mum actually gave me my musical inspiration probably a little bit more, because my mother liked all kinds of music, you know what I mean? My mum loved the reggae, she loved the soul, but she liked pop music as well. And she would go to Woolworths and buy 7-inch records, and we'd have to listen to the latest, the Bump and all these kind of songs from back in the day. So yeah.
Wow.
So my mum, I would say.
Did she like the Beach Boys?
I don't know about the Beach Boys, but she used to like Rescue Me by Brenda Lee. I think it sang that song, and anything that was in the charts, you know what I mean? She used to like that sort of stuff,
Definitely. Rest in peace to your mum.
Thank you.
Definitely. So the hot topic at the moment, just briefly, is about the Windrush. So I want to get your opinions, if possible, being a Windrush child. So what is your brief opinion on it?
Well, basically, I'm probably like most people. You know, we're disgusted by how our parents have been treated. People that came to this country, that were invited here by the British government to come and work, to build up the economy in this country. Because remember, after the Second World War, I mean, England got bombed by the Germans and the place was a mess, and you know, they invited the Caribbean people to come over to help restructure the country, build up the country, work in the jobs and stuff like that. And you know, and the way that we've been treated, our parents, it's just disgusting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me being first generation of Windrush citizens, you know, it's very disheartening to hear and to see what's happened to some people being deported back to their home countries when they've been in this country for 40, 50 years. Definitely. It's just disgusting, you know?
Yeah, for real. So I know you've got another song lined up. So are you ready to play a song before we talk about your musical career in a bit more detail? Okay,
no problem. I want to play this song. It's another 70s song, and it's another one of my mum's songs that she used to like back in the days. And back in the day, there was a record label called Trojan, and Trojan was a big label. I mean, you had your studio one, you had your channel one, but Trojan had so many big hits, like Black and White and just so many songs, you know what I mean? And this particular people are afraid of what they don't understand.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
They don't, when they see something and they don't understand it, they fear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's people's interpretations of Rasta and other things.
Okay. So how did you overcome it? Because you've still kept your locks, you didn't cut them. Mm-hmm. So what did you do to overcome it?
I never did anything to overcome it.
Okay.
I just carried on with my everyday life. You know, I've been carrying my locks now for I don't know, nearly 40 years.
Yeah.
And even today, you know, I could walk down the street.
Yeah. And
somebody will see me and they'll make a comment, or they'll turn around and they'll look and go, "Do you see his hair?" And they're telling their friend, they were talking to their friend, they'll go, "Did you see, Mom, turn around, look." You know, and when it's little kids, you know, to kids it's just a man with long hair.
Yeah.
But to older generation, when they look at you and look you up and down, you know, it's still that part of discrimination, kind of like, you know, as if to say, you know, why is that? You know what I mean? Because you don't understand about Rasta or why Rasta grow their hair and stuff like that. But if somebody's got green and blue and pink hair, it's all right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's acceptable. You know what I mean? But you know, so anybody who's Rasta for many years, they will tell you the same thing. You know. Definitely.
So was it different from having an afro? Did people still touch your hair and things like that?
But when I had an afro, yeah, people did want to touch your hair. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because afro was a popular thing back in my days. So yeah, you know, especially girls, they wanted to touch your hair all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah, even when I'm now, you know, as I say, but sometimes I don't mind people. You say they look at you and they go, "Oh, I like your locks. I like your hair," and they want to touch. You know what I mean? And they look at you and like, I might just say, yeah, okay. But sometimes people just rank and they just come up to you and start put their hand in your head, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Looks is no feels is. You know what I mean? Imagine if I put my hand on you, how would you feel? You know what I mean? Exactly. So you know. Definitely. But you know, you just give and take, I guess, sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we got another track lined up for us.
Yeah. Okay. So, so by the time the 80s came along, the music kind of changed. I mean, even though I was Rasta,